Marshall for 350 quid. That's got to be rubbish, isn't it? It's 5 watt, it's loud, right? But it's got an attenuator on it. It's a Plexi that you can play at home. Depending who you believe, they're either brilliant or they're utter rubbish. I really like it, I rate it. Best sound from a Marshall I've ever had. For once, a Marshall that you can use at home, in your bedroom. Guitaristas is proudly supported by Gear for Music. Hello, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Guitaristas. So what's this all about? I asked myself. True story, last Friday I went into my local music shop, Morley's Music in Leigh-on-Sea, to get some strings. And there were a couple of these stacked on top of each other. I didn't recognise it. I thought it was a speaker or something, but what drew me to it was the price tag. It said £349. So I thought, oh, that'll be a speaker or one of them digital amps that Marshall made. Because I didn't recognise it. Look, class 5. Class 5. What's class 5? I thought that's a digital amp, isn't it? So I asked the bloke and I said, what's all that about? And he said, no, that's a valve amp. It's a proper all valve amp. What, for 350 quid? Yeah, right. A Marshall for 350 quid. That's got to be rubbish, isn't it? So I thought, okay, well, I'll look into it. It's interesting. And I've always got my eye out for a bargain. So I went home, got on the interweb, bit of research. Well, lo and behold, depending who you believe, they're either brilliant or they're utter rubbish. Okay. So here's a brief story. They were made in England at Marshall in Milton Keynes, only for 3 years, I think, 2009 to 2012. And at that time, little 5 watt amps were becoming, you know, the go, all the rage. So Steve Dawson, you know, well-known designer at Marshall, came up with this. And it's based on the JTM 45, or the combo version, which became known as the Blues Breaker. So basically designed to get the Plexi sound, the Blues Breaker sound, in a little 5 watt package, which only weighs 26.5 pounds. That's 12 kilos. So yeah, I went back and bought it straight away. One cheeky offer later, I got it 300 quid. Thanks, guys. Nice one. So what we're going to do now, I haven't really plugged it in. Well, I have a little cheeky plug in at home to test. Well, it's 5 watt. It's fucking loud, right? But it's got an attenuator on it, which brings the volume down. I think Steve Dawson said it was 0.2 watts, but about half a watt. So, well, the theory is, and I'm hoping it's true because I can use this on the thumbnail, it's a Plexi that you can play at home. That'd be good, wouldn't it? You know, without, without, you know, pedals and stuff. We're going to find out. I've given you most of the specs. It's all tube. It's got 2 ECC83 preamp valves and 1 EL84 power amp valve. It's got a 10-inch Celestion speaker, which was specially designed for this amp. And that's about it. Apparently there were 3 versions. Now, yeah, looking online, a lot of people said, it's rubbish. Apparently the first version had some issues. It wasn't quite as robust as this is the second version. The first version, the tubes rattled and the cabinet, yeah, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't properly thought out. Then they improved it with this version, which is more robust. They moved the tubes, they don't rattle apparently, and it's got an attenuator. It's got a headphone out socket and an attenuator switch on the back. Here, I'll drop in a shot of that now so you can see that. Beyond that, that's that's about it, really. What we're going to need to do now is see if it's actually any good. I mean, yeah, let's just do that now and come back later and see what the outcome was. Yeah. Right, we'll start on the low power mode. I'll show you why. Hang on, before we start, let's turn the volume down. Get back to that setting. So that's the full 5 watt setting, which doesn't sound much, does it? But apparently 5 watt is about half as loud as 50 watt, which kind of puts it into perspective a little bit. Now, I always have a dB meter down on my board. I've moved the position today of Croc's cam. Look, it's down there now. So you can see what I'm doing. I've got a clone on the board and I've got the Tubescreamer on the board today. If I use them, you'll see. But keep your eye on the dB meter. That's the important thing. In this room, normally I have it peaking around about 95 dB. So it's normally, when I'm playing, around about 85 to 95, which is, it's not going to damage my health, basically. It's not going to make my ears bleed. Any more than that, it's too much. Now, I've had a little play. See this. See this. This is on the full power setting. Nine o'clock. Do you see that? It's not getting anywhere near break up at bedroom volumes on the full power setting. So we're going to come back to that later and we'll see if we can get it to break up and how loud it is when it does. And I've got some earplugs at the ready. But for now, let's just go to the half a watt setting or thereabouts. So if you're playing in your bedroom, there you go. It's a bit clean, isn't it, at that? So if you want to play really quiet at night, that might do it, mightn't it? Breaking up already, isn't it? Anyway, that's enough of that. Half volume. I'll just show you what the EQs do. So at the moment, we'll just play with them. It's quite Plexi, isn't it? What we'll do now is we'll just test that out by playing, I think, the song that defines the Plexi sound for the last 2 decades. Crank it up a little bit. I mean, obviously I didn't learn it properly for copyright reasons. That'd be ironic, wouldn't it, if I got a copyright strike from Justin Hawkins. Anyway, that's the Plexi sound, isn't it? There you go, a Plexi for the bedroom. I think that sounds good. And obviously you can tweak it to your own personal preference. That'll probably come across as really bright because I've got the treble fully cranked. You can tone it down to your own taste. And that's on about, what's that, about 2 o'clock. No pedals there at all. Apart from, I've got a Holy Grail reverb on because this doesn't have reverb and dry amp, so sound horrible. So a little bit of reverb, a little bit of slapback delay. In fact, it accentuates the reverb quite a bit. It does. Now let's, well, I'll change the settings back there and we'll try it on full power and see what happens. Okay, back in a minute. So we'll try half volume. See if it breaks up and see if I'm clipping. I've just turned the pre's down on Pro Tools so it doesn't overload. Sounds good. Let me just go and check the levels. I think we'll get away with it. So, the good thing about this full power setting is that you can clean it up with the guitar, sorry. Crazy loud. much more touch sensitive. There's headroom, isn't there? I'm so going to get a copyright strike for that. When I say copyright strike, what I mean is that the publisher will claim the ad revenue because I used a bit of darkness music in there. And what happens is they say it's revenue share, which is totally fair enough, isn't it? I mean, I didn't write it. But the reality is they take like 80 or 90% of all of the ad revenue from a film that's, well, like probably half an hour, this one, for a minute or so of their music. It's not entirely fair, but, you know, it's what it is. So if that happens, I'm sure it will. I might make a film, Justin Hawkins stole my ad revenue. It'll be a fucking viral, that will, I'll tell you. Be the biggest film I've ever made. Come on, bring it on, Justin. Anyway, I wouldn't do that. You know that. You know I wouldn't do that. I don't know. We need clicks, don't we? Best Marshall, best sound from a Marshall I've ever had. That's for sure. In terms of how easy it was to dial in something that sounds reasonable, even good. I mean, I think it sounded good actually. I was just listening back to the bit when it was on like full power, and how touch sensitive it was. It sounded great. I thought it sounded great. There you go. So, and for once a Marshall that you can use at home in your bedroom, providing it's got the low power setting. I'm not positive, but as I say, the very first version of this, I don't know if it had the attenuation. So if you're thinking of getting one, or if you can find one, check that before you get it, if that's important to you. Because although it's got a headphone socket, warning, if you plug the headphones in, it doesn't default to low power mode. It goes full power mode, 5 watts, full 5 watts. And it's fucking loud. It's too loud in the headphones. You can't crank it at all. So that's kind of an error I think they made there. It should go low power mode with the headphones on, so you can get a reasonable sound with the cans. But this one doesn't anyway. But this one's got the attenuation, so you can make it sound good without pedals, on a fairly low volume, which the neighbours will love you for. Perhaps, yeah, they might not. Depends what you're playing, really, doesn't it? But yeah, I mean, it had mixed review. I mean, they only made it for 3 years, didn't they? So that was probably because they just brought something else in which replaced it. Maybe the DSLs. I don't know. I haven't done that amount of research. But they made it for 3 years. It got very mixed reviews from what I can see online. Some people said it was awful, and some people said it was they love. Well, what you tend to find is that people that haven't got them, or maybe had them for a while and got rid of them, hate them, and the people that have got them love them. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Really, because they've still got them, and there aren't that many around. So, where can you get one? If you want one, where can you get one? I think there were about 5 on Reverb, second hand, from, I think it was £219 to £525. And that was it. And there's one still in my local music shop, Morley's Music. There is at the moment. I might buy it tomorrow, because if I can get that for 300 quid as well, I think it might be a good investment, to be honest with you. The guy, I mean, I know this is used, and when I bought this, they said that they were both owned by the same person, and they used them as a pair, which would make really good sense, wouldn't it? So, and one of these paired up with something else make a fantastic rig for gigging. I mean, you could use this. I reckon you could use it easily for rehearsals. It's loud enough for rehearsals and gigs, really, because most gigs, you know, they mic it up anyway. Even big gigs, they mic it up. So I think it'll be perfect for. I think you play big gigs with it, as long as they've got a good PA. It's great, isn't it? Or is it 12 kilos as well? You can take it on the bus. It's rock and roll, isn't it? Going to the gig on the bus. I really like it. I rate it. Have I got anything else to say about it? Hang on, I've got some notes. No, that's it for this week. Marshall Class 5. That was my review. Great little amp, I think. If you see one of these on a cheap, you might want to snap it up. I think it's going to become a little bit of a classic, that. Maybe a good investment. That's all for this week. Just wanted to say I won't be here next Friday. I'm taking a week off. I shall probably pop up on the TV channel unboxing. Yeah, I'm going to pop up on the TV channel unboxing something that should be arriving tomorrow. Our next review. Review will be here on Friday the 7th of November. All the members over on the TV channel, I'll see you next week. All that remains for me to do now is say thank you to Gear for Music for supporting this channel, for supporting this community. Massively appreciated. And thank you to you for watching. I couldn't do it without you. Come back, same time, same place in 2 weeks' time. Oh, and incidentally, British summertime ends next week. So we'll be back on Friday the 7th of November, and it'll be an hour earlier for you, probably, depending where you are in the world. Okay, I'll see you then, I hope. All right, cheers to that.